Hello YouTube, my name's Nero, and today we have some more Hearthstone. A new Tavern Brawl is actually out. This is going to be week 2 of the Tavern Brawl. This is going to be a blind playthrough. I have no idea what to expect here. What is going to be happening? Last week's was pretty awesome. I really enjoyed it. Crazy rules each week? Mukla is a year older and he loves bananas. Wait a minute, is this King Mukla's birthday? So whenever one of your minions dies, he gives you a banana to celebrate. Interesting. Of course, if we get our first win here, we are going to be able to get ourselves a card pack. So I liked last week. I thought it was cool, the idea of Nefarian versus Ragnaros. I thought that was cool. And so, okay, so whenever one of my minions dies, I get a banana. But that's really just spells, though. So how do I want to do this? Do I want to have a bunch of minions that die, so I have a bunch of 1 mana, give a minion +1/+1 bananas? Or how do I want to do this? I don't know. I think just for fun. Yeah, just for fun. Well, we can make a legendary deck. Then again, no, legendary deck wouldn't work out because we're actually going to be facing people. Let's make a demon-style deck. So yeah, it's going to appear... Or I can make my Death Rattle. I'll remake the... yeah, we're going to do Death Rattle. I'm going to remake the Death Rattle deck. We're going to do it that way, because I think if I remake the Death Rattle deck, things can be fun. Things could get fun with it, especially because I get a bunch of benefit from people dying. Then again, it really doesn't look like it's going to stop people from using, like, normal mainstream net decks, just by the fact that there's really no reason not to, I suppose, for this week's challenge, which is kind of disappointing, I would say. What all do I want in here? Harvest Golems for sure. Unstable Ghouls, perhaps. I think I want Piloted Shredders. Of course, you want Baron Rivendare, a couple Sludge Belchers, Fugian and Stalag. Sylvanas, definitely. Yeah, we'll get Sneed for fun. Karen Bloodhoof. Although that's a lot of really high-cost people. Void Caller. That doesn't really help too much. Alright, so we have a lot of Death Rattle minions. Haunted Creepers, definitely want those. Zombie Chow, terrible card. I know people love it, but I hate it. Mad Scientist, I don't really need that. Alright, so we got 8 cards left. Let's actually go ahead and throw in some Power Overwhelmings into this. Let's go ahead and throw in perhaps some Dark Bombs. We'll have to see. I want to make sure I'm getting an optimal number of spells here. I do want some spells to be happening. Bane of Doom could be cool. It summons a random demon. Could be fun. Could be fun. Do I want Lord Draxus, Eridar, Lord of the Burning Legion? I think I do. That's a Death Rattle, kinda. You kind of get rid of that minion to kill your hero. Your hero dies and then is replaced by Lord Draxus, so we'll go with that. Do I want Siphon Souls? I could. Mal'Ganis, I don't have a lot of demons in this deck. Death Rattle, Death Rattle, Death Rattle. How do we want to do this? Implosions? Hellfires? Ooh, I'm thinking Hellfires. I like Hellfires. Some nice board clear there. Demon Wrath, that's just gonna hurt me more than it's gonna help me. A couple Dark Bombs for some nice removal, and let's do one more quick look. This isn't gonna be an exact replica of my Death Rattle deck because I don't remember exactly what's in my Death Rattle deck. I made it back when the Curse of Nax came out, and I haven't really updated it at all. Maybe a Loot Hoarder for some card draw, because I really have no card draw in this deck. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we will get rid of Karen or Sylvanas. I don't know which one to get rid of. They're both so good. Okay, we'll get rid of Karen, and we'll put in 2 Loot Hoarders just so I have a little bit of card draw. And, alright, that's going to be my Brawl deck. Although, I gotta say, this is not as creative, and I don't know, we'll have to see how it goes, but this doesn't seem to be on the same level as last week's Tavern Brawl. The idea of Ragnaros versus Nefarian, and they each have their own custom decks, and all the custom spells, like the randomness of Nefarian's hero power, and how cool and powerful Rag's hero power could be. I don't know. So this one seems like, well, build a deck, and whenever one of your guys dies, you get a banana. It's like, huh. Maybe something like a mill deck could be good in something like this. I don't know. But see, I mean, we're just going to be facing, I think, basically net decks. This guy's going to be a face hunter, just like normal. Because why not? There's really no reason to make any custom fun decks when you're in this one, because all it does is just give you bananas. So we'll see. We'll play around with it, and hopefully it turns out to be something cool, but... You know, again, I can't be 100% sure that it's going to. But we do have a really good starting curve. Yep, I'm a face hunter. Look at me. Got my leopard gnome out already. So, well, we'll put out the clockwork gnome, and that'll counter it. Actually, I can get a turn 3 Baron out there, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But yeah, he's just going to rush me down using his net deck. So, I don't know. I like Tavern Brawl when they kind of make the decks for us. Because if you're relying on the Hearthstone community to try and be creative, it's not going to work for you. It just isn't. It just isn't. So, let's actually take some of these cards here. And do I want to get out my Leopard Gnome? I think I do. We'll put out my leopard gnome. I could have gave my guys a banana, but I'm just going to keep the 2 guys I have here on the board. We'll do it that way. And this deck doesn't have a lot of healing, but I do have some taunts in here. Armor plating, give a guy health. That's not going to help too much. Nerubian egg, also not going to help too much. So, we'll get out the harvest golem, I think, and we'll start rushing down his face. He's going to probably attack me with his panther next turn, which is going to do a lot of damage. He's going to hero power me too, which is also going to do a lot of damage. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty rough. I don't know if this deck is necessarily good enough to be a face hunter. Rotten Banana, deal 1 damage. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. I didn't think that they would have spells like that would go with it. Okay. Timberwolf, now he's going to attack face. I'll be able to kill off the Timberwolf. I'll actually be able to kill the Timberwolf and keep my loot hoarder alive because I'll give him a banana. That'll work out. That'll work out quite well. Alright, so we do it this way, right? You give him that. Then we put out my Nerubian. Then we give the Nerubian +1/+1. Now my Nerubian can attack next turn. And we kill off that, which is going to give him a banana. And I kill off that, which is going to summon me a 2/1 and give me a Deviant Banana. Ooh, swap of minis, attacking health. Okay, so these things are, I thought they were just going to be +1/+1 bananas. These are more or less just, I guess they're kind of like spare parts in a way. Sylvanas Windrunner, that could actually be fantastic. You know what's also fantastic? Baron freaking Rivendare. But the problem is, I can't guarantee Baron lives if I put him out there because that Panther's got stealth. So, that's kind of a pain. But one of the things we can do is we can Rotten Banana, so I can do 3 damage to the face with my Nerubian egg. And we can also get out a Leopard Gnome. We'll do it that way. We'll do it that way. And we can't guarantee that the Baron lives. But what we can do is do some really good damage to the face here. Yes, really good damage to face. Then next turn, right? So if he attacks me face with his Panther, or I guess Stranglethorn Tiger, if he attacks me face with that, which he's going to because he's a face hunter and they can't think past, 30 seconds, I'm going to be able to put out the Baron, and I am about to get some crazy death rattle value. I'm about to get some bunch of Nerubians out. I'm about to get a bunch of card draw with loot hoarders. I'm about to get a bunch of damage to his face via Leopard Gnomes. And look at all that damage he just did. Alright, Stalag, you're nice and all, but not going to be exactly what I'm looking for. Now, the Scourge will consume you. Just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. So, we're going to kill off myself here. Give me a couple of bananas there. Now, we're going to kill off you, which is going to do 4 damage to his face, which is pretty good, I would say. Now, actually, I wonder if there's a way for me to have actually gotten lethal right there. I don't know. We're going to do it this way, which is going to allow me to draw 2 cards. Goodness gracious, we're running out of card space here. Now, let's just buff up this guy for the sake of buffing him up, because I have a bunch of these cards to use. So we're just going to buff up you. We're going to kill off your guy right there. And now I wonder if he has an answer. If not, I win. But he's a hunter. He's a face hunter at that. So if he's going to have something with charge, a beast plus a kill command, his hero power plus that, he's got 4 damage just from his hero power and his weapon. So if he has anything that can give him 4 damage, slowing down a beast, using a kill command, summoning an animal companion and getting Huffer, he has multiple ways to win here. But if he doesn't, then I win next turn. And that's embarrassing for him because this deck is not very good. We'll see. We'll see. What we got there? Well, you got a quick shot. Oh, rotten bananas. You got a bunch of them? You got a bunch of rotten bananas? You're going to throw at me? You're a rotten banana plus a kill command. That's still 1 damage off, I believe. Nope, nope, that's lethal now. Yep, Face Hunter wins. Face Hunter wins. That's sad, really. So it's kind of interesting. It's just, this week, they didn't fix the problem that Hearthstone itself has, which is there's no reason for creativity in Hearthstone. That's the problem with it, right? The problem with trying to get to like a high rank on the ladder and stuff is you lose the possibility of trying to be creative or trying to have fun with your decks. You have to play meta decks. You have to play net decks if you want to get up high, because that's what everyone else is doing, and their decks are usually, they're like tailor-made and optimized to just be ridiculously good decks. And so if you're not using that as well, you're not using like these tier 1 decks, you're screwed, right? That's why I think really hurts Hearthstone, because the community's like that, right? So I don't have a lot of fun going up on ladder. And these Tavern Brawls are supposed to be like a break from that. You're supposed to be like, oh, cool, this is going to be just fun, wacky, crazy stuff. But really, it's this week in particular, I guess, anyway. It's, yeah, so you get bananas, but yeah, still run your net decks, I guess. And it's like, I was hoping to face people that don't use net decks. This guy has a Russian name. I don't know much about that, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see if it's what kind of deck we're going to be running here. Is it going to be Freeze Mage? Is it going to be Mech Mage? Which one will it be? I think there's another mage, Tempo Mage. There's all kinds of net deck mage classes, so we'll have to see what he's going to do with it. But then again, maybe he's not a net deck. Maybe he actually got creative and made his own deck. Who knows? Who knows? Well, I think for turn 1 here, we coin into a Leopard Gnome and we coin into a Clockwork Gnome. I think we'll do it that way. And between those guys, we should be okay. Then again, it's a mage, so she can ping off one of them. But then again, both of them are Death Rattle cards, so they give me a benefit if she does decide to kill them. So, well, let's see. Well, let's see. We also have my Nerubian Egg just sitting here. We also have the Void Terror. Nerubian Egg, Power Overwhelming, Void Terror. Oh, such a good combo. The plays get insane. They really do. Alright, banana for me. Alright, so my little gnome here is going to be buffed up. I like it. Then again, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put out my Nerubian Egg. And I'm going to buff up with these bananas my Nerubian Eggs, because it makes them a bit better. Another card I think would benefit from these would be the Dragon Egg. Dragon Egg would be pretty good as well. Being able to give that thing a little bit of attack and buff up its health so you can keep getting those little dragon whelps out. That'd be fun. I think after this game I might try and make a deck like that. I'm trying to think what else would work with it though. Stuff that Acolyte of Pains, they could benefit from the bananas. We'll make a whole banana deck, I think, for a game or two. See how that goes. Get a Time Rewinder, a golden Time Rewinder. And that's a Mana Worm. Yeah, it's a Mana Worm. Well, alright. Another Nerubian Egg. Now we buff up you. And let's start attacking. Because, I now have a minion that you kind of have to kill, or it will kill itself, and it's going to summon a 4/4 as a result, which is kind of terrifying. And we have a Time Rewinder, which doesn't really help me, but we have a Fugan. He's got, okay, you're going to play that game. That's actually kind of really halts me. Oh, if I could draw a Hellfire right now, that would be great. Hellfire. That's a Dark Bomb. That's not that bad. Is that whenever anybody casts a spell, or just, okay, whenever you cast a spell? Okay, so that's not the worst thing ever. We'll give you both some attack there. I could technically Void Terror these guys. Ooh, I could Void Terror these guys. But we'll do it next turn after I clear off these guys. We're just going to Dark Bomb down this because that guy's a jerk, and I don't want the thing getting any more powerful than it already is. Alright, sounds good. So next turn, we'll have 5 mana to play with. I'll be able to use my hero power, or maybe I'll draw something, who knows. But the plan is to have these two kill off his taunts, and then after that, Void Terror, which would be a 3/3, so it'd be a 5/8 plus 2 4/4s on the board. Pretty scary. It seems to be a spell power mage. I'm noticing everything that they're putting out is involving spell power in one way or another. So I've tried that with my mage. It didn't work too well. I've also tried it with a rogue. Rogue benefits a lot from spell power, but to try and go full on with like a spell power rogue deck, it's kind of difficult. But it can be good. You can get eviscerates that do just absurd amount of damage, So, does that change my plan? I don't think it does. Let's do that. Let's do that. Now let's use my hero power here for the sake of using my hero power, because I might as well. Power Overwhelming. Why you gotta be doing me like that? Now, Power Overwhelming, does that change the plan? Does that change the almighty plan? Because I can use that Power Overwhelming next turn in conjunction with the Void Terror, which could be just really, really scary. I think that does change the game. That changes the plan. I think we're going to put out the Harvest Golem for this turn. Next turn, we're going to Power Overwhelming and use one of these guys to actually kill off one of those guys off the board, then Void Terror it. Yes. Sounds good to me. We also got a Paladin Shredder that we might use. Let's see, we have 6 mana, so no, we won't use that next turn. But next turn, we could Hero Power, Power Overwhelming, and Void Terror. Depending on what card we draw. Depending, of course, what he does on his turn. You never know, ladies and gentlemen, what could happen. Never know. More spell power. I'm starting not to like this. I'm gonna get like in one turn, I'm gonna get killed by like a Pyroblast. I'm not digging this. Right now, he can have a 9 damage fireball in his hand right now. I don't think I like that very much. These guys definitely need to go down. I think I'll kill off the Ogre Magi because he's got he's a 4/4 compared to the 2/5 and the 1/4. Time runs out on me. No! Oh, okay, you're gonna give me my 4/4 now, huh? He sees my plays. I think he sees my plays. He didn't allow me to have my plays. Whoa! He's got 4 damage, rotten bananas! Yeah, we need to kill off all this spell. Or kill my game! No, Sludge Belcher! Oh no! Paladin Shredder! Have some bananas! Have some bananas! Oh wow, these are big bananas. I didn't even realize that. So that's a 7/6. Wow, there's big bananas in this? Alright. Okay then. Alright, so we got a big 7/6. But good God, this is a mage. With spell power, he's got bananas like that. No, he's gonna polymorph me. That's gonna make so my that makes it so my death rattle doesn't trigger. That's annoying. Banana, 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 big banana. Okay, arcane missiles. Oh my God, this is a cool idea for a deck, and with this particular setup, spell power. Oh my goodness, kills with this. Oh my goodness. Whew. I need a Hellfire. I need a Hellfire bad, but I'm yet to draw a Hellfire in any of the games we've played so far, and this turn's not gonna be any different. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's nothing I can do. That is literally GG. And so we're just gonna sit here and buff him up like mad. I mean, there's no reason why not. I mean, but that's over, man. He's got 8 damage he can do right now. If he has any way of doing 3 damage, which he has +3 spell damage on the board right now with just a ridiculous amount of spells. Oh my goodness, it is all over. It is all over. Ah. Oh. Pains me. That is a great idea for a deck. Here comes the 9 damage fireball. Oh my goodness. Holy crap, well played. That was actually fantastic. That's a great idea, actually, to kind of utilize the idea of these bananas. So let's play around with that. Let's edit the old deck here. Can I just delete? Yeah, let's delete the whole deck. Get rid of that completely. We'll get a new deck here. Do I want to go mage or do I want to go rogue? Spell power rogue is pretty fun. It can be, things can get kind of out of hand with it. We'll do spell power rogue because I don't want to copy the guy completely. I think it'd be fun if we were to mess around with the spell power rogue. So, a couple preparations. Those will help. Cold Bloods could be good, I suppose. Backstabs are just kind of great altogether, usually. Blade Flurry, maybe. Sinister Strike, 3 damage to the enemy hero. That is, in fact, buffed up by spell power, so we're going to grab that. Eviscerates, those are, of course, are going to be buffed up by spell power. Shiv, buffed up by spell power. Phantom Knives, buffed up by spell power. Head Crack, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero, and if this is a combo, return it to your hand next turn. Also buffed up by spell power. Partition's Blade, we'll grab that because it's just fun. Master of Disguise, not so much. Assassinate is just good. SI7 Agent. Kidnapper. Yeah, I don't think I need card draw, to be perfectly honest. Whenever opponent casts a spell, gain a copy of it and give them a coin. I'll grab that just for the fun of it. Alright, so let's go spell damage, I think is what you have to type in. Yeah, if you want to get extra spell power, you have to type in spell damage because it shows up as spell damage +1. We'll grab my only mini mage, couple Ogre Magi, couple Cobalt Geomancers, Dalaran Mage, grab a couple of Zerdrakes. Do I want the Archmage? Probably not. That's 6 mana. These games tend to not, I mean, 6 mana is kind of a lot, you know. So we'll get rid of, so I think that'll be good in terms of the spell power. And let's just grab some tried and trues, some Defias Ringleaders. Do I want Edwin? Let's grab Edwin because he's a legendary. Gain +2/+2 for every card you played earlier this turn. We'll do it. I mean, sometimes he won't be the greatest card, but other times he could just be pretty good. You know, he's a 2/2 for 3. So if I were to coin into him, he's a 4/4 for 3. I mean, he's not the worst card in the world. You just need to, you can make him outrageous with some combos, but then again, it's kind of bad to try and get too many combos out because things can get, let's get Emperor. Let's get Emperor Tharsing. So I have all these cards. Maybe if we throw down the old Emperor, that'll make it so all these cards cost a little bit less. And what do we want to finish things off? SI7 Agents. Shadow Steps. Ooh, Shadow Steps. Conceal to give them all stealth. Blade Flurry, destroy my weapon and do some AoE, which could be good because I'm kind of lacking any kind of AoE so far in this deck. And what's kind of hurt us, I suppose, is the fact that they've been able to get a lot of things on the board that I just couldn't remove. But then again, with all these combos, I could vanish. I don't know. Kidnapper, I only see that's a good card. What do we go with here, guys? What do we go with here? I'm really thinking, I'm leaning towards the SI7 Agent, to be perfectly honest. Just seems to be good. Deadly Poison could be okay. Yeah, we'll Deadly Poison. We'll grab 2 Deadly Poisons. That's going to make it so the poisons I get from my daggers from my hero power actually are going to be a bit better. Instead of being a 1-2, they become a 3-2, which is about as good as a Fiery War Axe. But not as good because you had to spend 3 mana to use it, but still. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. I think it's definitely interesting. We're going to have these bananas, and hopefully these bananas... Face Hunter! Come on! Come on! We just faced a guy that had an actual original fun deck, and this guy's like, I'm going to do Face Hunter! Sinister Strike. We'll hold on to it for now, and we'll get rid of the Mini-Mage, I think. We'll hold on to Patrician's Blade as well, because we're going to need to do everything we can to remove off the annoying creatures this guy is going to be throwing down, because he's going to be a face. I just get annoyed by face hunters at this point, because they're all the same deck. Oh, wait a minute. Tracking. I don't see that very often in face hunter decks. Maybe it's not a face hunter. Maybe it's an actual original hunter. No way. No way. I am kind of stoked by that. All right, we're coining into the Cobalt Geomancer. Now, the Geomancer that plus spell damage. Now it's 4 damage to each enemy hero. This is going to be deal 3 damage 5 if it's a combo. And deal 2 damage and draw a card for 2 mana. Pretty good. He's just going to hero power. All right. So things are going okay for me so far. Come on, spell damage guy. I can't use you yet. I can use you next turn, though. I don't want to shiv or anything like that yet. So I'm just going to grab the old Blade. And we'll start rushing him down. I think one of the key things about this deck is I'm going to try to rush him down as fast as I can. Because you're kind of playing against the clock when you're facing a hunter anyway, right? He's just going to hero power. What kind of weird hunter is this where he's not putting down anything in the first 2 turns? Well, we're going to get out you. And that's going to make it, ladies and gentlemen. So my spell power is going to be kind of nuts. So if he's saving up to put out some big scary creatures, I'm going to have answers. I have a 6 damage Eviscerate right here. I have a 3 damage Shiv. Deal 3 damage and draw a card for 2 mana. It's hard to beat that, guys. It really is. Scavenging Hyena. I'm going to kill that before it has a chance to do anything. So, all right then. That works. We'll Shiv it. We'll get a card out of it. Oh, I don't have enough mana to do the head crack. Okay, so... we're going to Shiv you. That's going to allow me to draw a card. Which give me a backstab, which I would have liked to have had that before. He's going to get a banana as a result of that, now that I think about it. But I could quite literally do 6 damage to his face right now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep these guys alive and attack face. Next turn, it's going to be nuts, man. So next turn, I could potentially unleash 2 of it. I could coin... no, I don't even have to coin. I could backstab a minion that he puts out and then do 2 Eviscerates for only 4 mana, which will do 12 damage, 13, 14, 15, 16 damage to his face next turn. He's going to heal himself? What's he doing? He's going to Abusive Sergeant. I don't know what this guy's trying to do, to be honest. He buffed me up, but I'm kind of sad, Dex. I guarantee that's an Explosive Trap, which really stinks for me because that's going to mean I'm going to lose... well, actually, no, it doesn't. It doesn't really change my plan here at all. So, backstab down that. All right, backstab down that, as we do. Eviscerate, face, 6 damage. Eviscerate, face, 6 damage. Sinister Strike, 5 damage. Hero attack with that. No, Explosive Trap. Wait. We won off lethal because I didn't have a way to be able to buff up him. Alright, now that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you burst with the spell power rogue. Holy crap. Spell power rogue can be fun, it's just not super consistent in my experience. Holy crap, that was fun. Animal Companion. And he gets Leok, potentially like the worst one for him to get right there. And he's got a quick shot. All right, that's understandable. But I can still hero power down his face. If he doesn't have a heal, he's done. Which I think is going to head crack for fun. All right, so that went surprisingly very well. And now I'm level 15, so neato. Golden Sinister Strike. And I got my card pack for actually getting a first win here. We'll open up that pack here before the end of the video. Don't you worry about that. Let's play some more. Let's play at least one more because first 2 games didn't go so well. This 3rd game went really well. I don't know what that guy was doing necessarily. He had he had Face Hunter cards, but he didn't play them right. Maybe he got a bad curve. But then again, what Face Hunter's ever gotten a bad curve before? I don't think it's possible, is it? No, certainly not. Yeah, he had to have been using some kind of weird deck, some hybrid, something he put together himself, which I applaud. All right, so 2 hunters, 2 mages today.
You asked for it.
Preparation. I could use that to get the Defias Ringleader to work, but that really seems like a waste. We'll keep a Deadly Poison, and we'll keep the Dalaran Mage. We'll keep it. Okay, maybe we shouldn't have. Maybe we shouldn't have. Well, I got a Deadly Poison, so, you know, that in combination with my hero power be okay. Oh, we have coin. Okay, coin, Defias Ringleader. Great turn 1. And let's give me the old Squelchy Squelch, because I usually squelch people. I don't think I've been squelching people today, but then again, they haven't been emoting too much. What are we going to get? Mana Worm? Hungry Crab! Alright, it's, well, that's a card. Interesting. What's actually kind of annoying is that Hungry Crab is going to be able to kill off one of these guys. He'll be able to kill off my 2-1, or he could run into my 2-2 and then have his hero power kill him off. So, it's kind of annoying. He has a Hungry Crab. Of all the things, a 1-2 on turn 1. Like, I don't get it. But usually, if you're going to run Hungry Crab, which most people don't, you run it in a Murloc deck, or you use it to kill off your opponent's Murlocs, right? Because the card itself is pretty bad unless you get that +2/+2 for destroying a Murloc, which makes him a 3/4 for 1, which is potentially amazing. Alright, so he's going to run that into that, which gives me a banana, which I can use these bananas to trigger combos. Oh! I didn't even think about that because none of my guys died last game. Oh, you're going to Frostbolt, huh? Okay. I mean, there's way better things you could spend your Frostbolts on, I guess. So I am down with that. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to hero power right now because there's nothing I can do. But next turn, we can actually not trigger anything with a... I was going to say I could banana and then to a Defias Ringleader, but for that to work, I would have to give a banana to one of his guys because I have no minions to put out. But I can also just put out a Dalaran Mage. Whoa! He opened Lord Jiraxis? Sick. I think my brother just got Lord Jiraxis. That's kind of cool. They update that so if somebody gets like a legendary card, it shows you in a little feed down there. That's interesting. The Azure Drake. That could be potentially pretty cool. As long as it gives you card draw. I like that. But we have our spell power on the board. Unfortunately, I'm not getting any of the bananas that do 1 damage. Because that'd be great if I could. But next turn, I could banana into a Defias Ringleader. I could banana and, again, extra Dalaran Mage out. I think I might... I think I might banana into an Eviscerate, to be honest. As much as I don't want to, I think I'm going to, because I don't want that big scary thing being alive. Now, what are you going to draw here, sir? Alright, kind of annoying. Alright, so we're going to have to banana up here. And... there we are. All right, so it took a little bit, but we cleared off everything he got. Everything he had. I want to say got, and I want to say had, so I said gad. But, or God, I think is what I said. But he has a bunch of bananas in his hand right now. I know that for a fact. But what else could he have? What else is the question. We have a buffed up Phantom Knives that will do some good AoE, but he's not putting out anything. If he were to put out Mirror Entities, preferably all 4 of them, I could kill them all off with this 1 card and draw a card. That'd be great. What is he going to do? What are you going to do? With 5 mana, I can Dagger Mastery, I could Deadly Poison, and then use that combo to trigger up a Defias Ringleader. Ah, Spider Tank. One of the scariest cards in the game. It really is. It's such... 3/4 for 3 is just good. Like I've never seen a Spider Tank where I'm like, yeah, I can get rid of that really easily. Never. Never happened. All right. Deal 2 damage. Oh, that's not gonna help much. Let's see. I can kill it. I can kill it, just not very efficiently. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna attack this ugly thing, and then we're gonna have to run you into you, sadly. Much as I didn't like that, but we got big bananas. So if I can use that big banana, turn my 2-1 into a 4-3, that could be pretty good. It could be pretty good. Where's Edwin? That'd be cool if I could draw Edwin later on. Like, if we get up to 10 mana, I can just start throwing out bananas like crazy and get some crazy combos. But then again, it's a mage, so you can probably polymorph it. But still, I don't know, man. How are we gonna do this? How are we gonna play it? So far, I think it's a mech mage, but a weird mech mage that is throwing out mechs weirdly and not like bum rushing me like they usually do. I don't know. But then again, water elemental, annoying card. What in the world is that? Deviant banana, swap of minions, attack and health. Beautiful. Not even gonna lie, that is amazing. Cause I can make it so that's a 6-3, which is of course a lot easier than kill than a 3-6. And let's see, can I buff up everything? So let's see here. I do that. That's 1 mana. I have 5 mana left to play with. With that, I could get out a Geomancer, which would make it so that can make us 2 damage. But that's not really gonna help out too much. Alright, so first things first, let's do this. We're going to swap the attack and health of that thing, make it so it's only got 3. Fan Knives isn't going to help out a whole lot. Shiv. How do I want to do it? I could put down the Geomancer and the Mage, but I don't have enough mana to do that and make it like really work, you know. I could take 6 damage to the face, which I don't want to do, so we're going to banana. And we're going to sacrifice you, and then we're going to Dalaran Mage, and then we're going to banana up the Mage, and we're going to hold on to this. Okay, jeez, I don't know if that was correct at all, but when the rope starts burning, man, I start panicking, I guess. But I'm getting annoyed the fact that there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 cards in this person's hand, and I only have 4, and he has more health than me. Like, he keeps putting out big, scary things. I can't establish a good enough of a presence. I keep having to, like, do a bunch of shenanigans. Then again, I do have some card draw stuff. I'm waiting for some AoE with the Fan of Knives. I could definitely Shiv anything that he would want to put out just to do a little bit of damage and draw a card. I can also make that Shiv do more damage by putting out the Mage first, or even putting out the Azure Drake first, depending on what I want to do. Another Water Elemental. Kind of annoying. Things are big and scary. Ah, goodness. Ah, goodness. Well then. Well then. Not gonna lie, kind of terrified. I can kill it, but again, it's not gonna be very efficient. And it's really annoying that I keep having to make these decisions. Okay, let's see here. Deal 2 damage and draw a card. I can make it do 3 damage and draw a card. Not great. But I could do that, plus my weapon, plus my guy, and kill them all off. Oh my goodness, this is absurd. This is absurd, all the shenanigans I'm having to pull to kill off the simplest of beasts. I have to spend like 4 cards to kill off like every one that he throws out, which, for obvious reasons, is not good. But I did get another Deviant Banana, so I can swap attack and health. Let's see. I'm thinking Emperor next turn, just to make it so everything in my hand costs less. But then again, the last thing I need is to spend more cards. He's just sitting there. He's sitting there with like a full hand, like, oh, here's my 1 card. You're going to have to spend 4 cards to kill. Ah, things are not going good for me this game. I'm not getting my Eviscerates. I'm not getting, I don't have any Assassinates in this deck. I don't think I have Saps either. So, I obviously don't have the benefit of those. Backstabs would be fantastic right now. Stuff like that. I don't know. We'll have to see. We only have 18 cards left in my deck, though. And a lot of them are going to be pretty good cards. So, yeah. So, if he doesn't have, he's got so many cards, though. 9 cards in there. I don't think there's a way for him or her, I guess her if it's a mage, to not have something to play here. Okay, you're gonna ping the Worgen. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. You didn't ping the Worgen. Alright. Sinister Strike, that doesn't help me! Much? Ah, God. I don't have an answer for that damn thing. I need my freaking Eviscerates. Deal 2 damage. That's not gonna help. That can help me do 2 damage, draw a card. Then I'm gonna be sitting there like I'm taking a complete risk as to whether or not I'm gonna get Eviscerate. Oh my goodness. Just Spell damage +1. Okay, we're going to put out you. 'Cause that's going to allow me to draw a card. Come on, for love of goodness, an Eviscerate. That's not an Eviscerate, but it's a preparation, which could help. Phantom Knives. We can kill it! We can kill it! We can kill it! We can kill it! No! Yes, I can. Okay. I'm going to have to use my preparation. But we can kill it! We can kill it. Alright, so Phantom Knives is going to do it that way. Alright, let's give another preparation. I'm going to... Okay, you have 3 health. So now I'm going to swap him to a 4-1. Get that nerd off the board. Alright. And get another dagger because reasons. Alright! Somehow that worked. I didn't see that play initially. At all, in fact. But, it got off the board. But again, look at all the stuff I keep having to do just to get rid of, like, one of the creatures that they put out. And that's a Rotten Banana, which is going to be free damage via spell power. So, you also have Sinister Strike, which, you know, can help, but not amazingly. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. You're going to fireball down my Azure Drake. Bye, Azure Drake. You did good. Alright, a Tinkertown. Meh. We're going to buff it up with bananas. A big banana. How come you have so many big bananas? I wish I had big bananas. Alright. Deadly Poison. Does that help? No. Emperor Tharson, and then buff him up with the big banana? I think so. Alright. Buff up the Emperor. Go face, and get a new dagger. Alright, so all these cards are going to cost 1 less. So I'm essentially going to have a handful of free cards. Which is nice. And he's going to have to use some removal to get rid of the Emperor. Which no doubt he has. I mean, you can buff up your Tinkertown with more bananas, or you could be a mage and have polymorph, or you can fireball, stuff like that. But you already used 1 fireball, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it's going to go. What are you going to do? You got all kinds of options. But then again, you know, you're running out of cards, too. You only have 7 cards in your hand now. All right, that's a 6-6. Are you going to ping and then trade? All right. All right. So that time, I only had to give 1 card to get rid of his guy, which is good. Well, actually, technically, I gave a banana as well. But, hey, I get a new banana? All right. I need some actual minions, though. I have nothing but bananas and spells in this hand, which isn't good, obviously. A Tinkertown, I can kill that off with a Deadly Poison. Alright, now I can't. Let's see, what are we going to get? Edwin Van Cleef! Alright, Edwin. I have a feeling we're about to do some crazy shenanigans, you and I. Alright, spell damage +1. But do I have a spell that can actually hit the guy? Yes! Yes, I can kill him off. Alright, spell damage +1. Alright, we see our spell damage +1 there. We then Deadly Poison. We then Rotten Banana. Yes. We then attack face. Yes. We then banana. This is so silly. Then we Edwin, who's now a 10-10. Please don't have an answer. I'm begging. Don't have an answer for Edwin. What's kind of cool about Edwin is I would have done all that stuff regardless, right? Just because it was part of my normal turn. So if you can have Edwin in your hand, you essentially for 3 mana get to throw out like that big guy there at the end. Like that's just a really good, nice card to have. I didn't spend anything to get him out there besides 3 mana. So whatever removal that he used, I got good value out of that because I was going to do all of those things anyway, all those extra cards I played because I needed to, I guess. Do you have an answer for Edwin? If not, my Sinister Strikes and my preparations and my goodness, I have 18 damage on the board plus that. I have 20. Oh, whoop, is that Flame Strike I just accidentally clicked off? It was. That was a Flame Strike. There's no answers. Yeah, there's no answers for the big Edwin, who I can buff up with a banana. Oh, big Edwin. Wait, no. Deviant. To be perfectly honest, a 6-10 is kind of great still. Rock on. All right. You take candle, that's for sure. Buff you up with a banana, sir. Bam! And bam! And we'll keep this here. I'm gonna hold on to my Sinister Strike because it costs 0 mana anyway, so I can just use it whenever. I want to use it as like a final bit of burst. That's what I'm really hoping for. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Alright, anti-Killbot, kind of annoying, but still delaying the inevitable. Alright, Divine Shield, I'm A-okay with that still. Where are my eviscerates? If I could get some eviscerates, that'd just be fantastic. All right, you're going to buff up that guy. Understandable. All right. So, that's 8 damage, which is kind of a lot. Plus 7, so that's 15, 16, 17. I have 18 damage I can do this turn. But that's blowing it all on one turn, which is not something I'm too excited about doing. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to do it this way. We're just going to attack face and hold on to our Sinister Strikes, right? We have our preparation, so I can prep into an Eviscerate plus 2 Sinister Strikes, possibly a Head Crack, right? Give me options. All my good spells I can do damage with are hidden here at the bottom part of my deck. I need them all to show up now. Oh, and I have no card draw in here either, so
What to do?
now what are you gonna do? Do you have a way to get? See, it'd be easier if I were an 11-7. Now I'm a 7-11, which is just amazing. And I have a feeling he doesn't have Polymorph in this deck. I have a feeling. As soon as I say that, we're about to be Polymorphed. Please don't Polymorph me. I was just joking. Oh, okay. No Polymorph. We're good.
What to do? What to do?
What to do? What to do? What shall you do? It's a good question, really. What will you do? What's going to happen? Time's running out on you. Come on, Jaina. Time's running out. Time's a-ticking. Tick-tock, tick-tock. The ropes are burning. You gotta come up with answers. You're just gonna go face? Oh, no. Oh, wait. I just realized I'm at 11 health, actually. No! Frostbolt's gonna freeze me, which is really annoying. All right. Swap attack and health. That's not gonna really help. All right. I might actually still lose this because I'm not getting the cards I freaking need. How do I want to do this? This damage to the hero does not help me at all. Preparation does not help me at all. Trig Prince Gallywix does not help me at all. It gives him more mana whenever he casts a spell. But I do get 5/8 on the board. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. He's used 1 fireball, which shows he has fireballs in his deck. I could use my dagger to kill off his 3/1. But that's not going to help me very much. That's going to drop me down to 7 health, which puts me in lethal range. But then again, I'm already in lethal range regardless. I can't attack. I had lethal this turn, but now I can't because of that. Oh my god. There's like no good answers for anything here. We're going to trade Prince. And we're going to kill off that. And we're going to do that. Then we're going to do that. And yeah, that's really all we could do. If he's got the fireball, he's got the fireball, and he wins. You know, it's really that simple. I just had really, really bad draws this game, which is, you know, something you see people make excuses about all the time in Hearthstone. But in reality, no eviscerates, no backstabs, no head cracks. Like literally, like all the stuff I'm just like looking for is all hidden within the final 10 cards of my deck. So that just really stinks at the card draw. That's at the end of the day, that's how these games work. All right, so yep, and the two bananas plus the hero power makes them win, or the 2 bananas plus that. Being able to freeze Edwin last turn killed me, man. It killed me. That stinks. That stinks. I think we'll do one more. Trying to end off on a good win there. Hopefully we just all get boned in the card draw. That was But such is the way of things. We'll do one more. Hopefully it'll be something fun. Hopefully it won't be a mage or a hunter, because those are the 2 classes we played today. It's like, come on here, let's have some originality here. Let's play some new cards, some new heroes. I want some variety in the people that I play. That's what I'm hoping for. What are we gonna get? Oh, I was only 1 away from my worst nightmare. It's a good thing I didn't get him. And another hunter. Let's just concede. I'm not facing another hunter. Let's actually face someone that's not a hunter or a mage. It'd be fantastic if that were the case. It'd be fantastic. Plus, it's not like you lose any rank by conceding in here anyway. Let's actually face a different hero. I think that'd be fun to play against, you know, non-hunters or non-mages. Because hunters, they're either going to be face hunters or you're going to stomp through them. In mages, there's a lot of like freezing going on and spells and like, you know, I'm not keen on facing either one of them, really. I don't mind facing shamans or paladins or warriors or really any heroes, really. Just I don't especially like mages. And are you serious? Where is the originality today? Can we not? Literally, we've been in 6 games, 3 mages, 3 hunters. All right, so can we get some originality here, ladies and gentlemen? Please, I would love to see a little bit of variety. It's all I'm asking for. It's all I'm asking for. Certainly 2 very popular classes today, it would seem. Which is weird, because when I play ranked, I don't see that many. I see mages and hunters, of course, but not to this extent. No, certainly not to this extent. And the shaman, alright, thank you. Whose name is Oracle. Alright, 2 Fan of Knives. Could be useful, especially if I can buff him up with spell power, and he has a board full of totems, but just right now. Oh, there you are, Eviscerate. Would love to have you last game. If I would have drawn you like in any of like the final 10 turns, I would have won. But the Azure Drake, not very good. Now we're getting all this stuff. Who shuffles my deck? I need to reshuffle this or something, because these were all at the bottom part of my deck last time. Now they're all at the top. Alright, Mini Mage. Not especially helpful, but backstab plus a hero power gets rid of that. It looks like we're going to be facing a Mech Shaman. Interesting. Mech Shaman. Mini Mage. Stealth. 4-1 with stealth, which the thing about it is it's 1 health. Any kind of AoE kills this guy off. But he's spell damage that you can't take off the board, so it's kind of good. If you think I don't have another backstab just ready to go.
Here we go.
There we are. And head crack. 2 damage to your face, and the card comes back to my hand because it was a part of a combo. Head crack's pretty cool. Deal 2 damage to the enemy hero, and combo. Return this to your hand next turn. So kind of a cool card, and it was like the only card I could play right there anyway, so that really worked out. Alright, definitely a Mech Shaman, but we killed both Mech Warpers already. The Annoyotrons are going to be kind of a pain, but fortunately we're getting to the point where we can start putting some scary things out. For example, Mini Mage, which is going, unless he has an AoE, which are you really going to use an AoE to kill a 4-1? He is just going to sit there on the board until I decide to use him, which is nice. All right. So, I take it back. I would love to have my Phantom Knives back, please. I can eviscerate down that totem, which I really think I should, because otherwise... all right, Phantom Knives. Thank you. Thing about it is, I need to be able to break the freaking Divine Shields. I could Phantom Knives and hope for another Phantom Knives, but then... even then, that's really not that great. Actually, it kind of is. It kind of is. Because it kills off the Cogmaster as well. Alright, we'll do it that way, get a card. Which is going to be Mr. Van Cleef. And... as much as I don't want to, we have to use a freaking Eviscerate on a totem. Because otherwise, that guy's causing too much damage. That's essentially 4 damage he's giving off to them, plus any other people. We got Edwin. So far, we're playing a game of trying to stop it. I keep having to put out more answers. Which I don't think is going to work here. You can buff them up with a... who are you giving your bananas to? I've only put out 1 minion. That minion hasn't died, so I'm not getting any bananas. I'm not a fan of this. I could use some of these bananas. But these guys are pretty scary because they died off pretty quick, and the bananas are... Alright! That Phantom Knives. Alright, can I play... I can! Phantom Knives! Perfect time to show up. Oh my goodness. You guys ready for the plays? Dalaran Mage. +1 spell damage. Oh, what's that? 3 damage Phantom Knives that wipes your board and draws me a card? I'll take that any day of the week. I'll take that any day of the week. Any day of the week. But his hand's going to be full of bananas. Now, I'm busting out of stealth. I'm busting out of stealth. I'm going to go hit face with the 4-1 and see if he's got answers. Which he's going to. He's going to Hex. You're going to waste Hex on that. Beautiful. Thank you. Are you going to Hex the other one too? Not going to Hex the other one? Come on. You could have Hexed the other one. Alright, so we can Deadly Poison down that nerd. No problem. You're going to Hex and Rotten Banana down. I'll take it. And I get Big Banana from my... beautiful. Alright, so we're going to use you. Deadly Poison. As we do. Use you to kill off you. Big Banana down you. Now let me show you why you don't waste your Hex. Wait, I mean, it's not even really that powerful, but it's still a 6/6 for 3 mana that I just put out there. Edwin, I like him. I like old Edwin. See, the thing about it is, I think people try too hard to buff up Edwin to like ludicrous levels. I mean, a 6/6 for 3, I'm fine with that. You know, that's good enough. I just played a couple cards I was going to play anyway, and then bam, he threw out the Mr. Van Cleef, and things get scary pretty quickly. Now, I'm 1 mana off of being able to throw out both of these guys and then head crack, but still, we can do kind of... Oh! Come on, I had absurd amount of damage ready for you, friend. Oh, I had so many options. But we get to our 3 of 3 of wins, we get our gold, and I think we're going to end her off there. We'll end her off there with our second win of the video, which is not exactly great. This deck, I think, could be improved. I think the Emperor isn't exactly the most needed card in this deck. Trade Print Scallywicks, I threw him in there because he's a legendary. He's not exactly needed either. I'd probably swap him out for other stuff. Maybe some more card draw or something like that if I wanted to play some more of that. But I gotta say, I'm a little bit disappointed by this week's Tavern Brawl. It's decently fun. But I just like last week's I thought was just really good. Now, I'm hoping to see it back. Like I was kind of worried about that. Like Ragnaros and the Nefarian was really fun. I definitely want to play it again. So I'm hoping it comes back at some point so we can experience it again. Because everyone kept saying like, oh, Nefarian's OP. I literally never. I played about a dozen games of that Brawl last week. Never once lost with Ragnaros, and I lost once with the Nefarian. I only lost 1 time with the Tavern Brawl last week over the course of a dozen matches. So it was definitely a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. But what are we gonna get here? We're gonna get common. Common, rare. 4 commons and a rare. Noble Sacrifice, Wind Fury Harpy, and Eviscerate for a Rogue. Could have used you a lot a couple games ago. And Leper Gnome. And our rare is going to be a Savannah Highmane, of course, for the Hunter. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's Tavern Brawl video. And if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel it deserves. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.